What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about some of the glitches and bugs that I found on the rework. It's been weird. I'd like to say there's a lot of buffs, but some of the bugs are kind of uh, not good. And there's only like a handful of ones that benefit you, but even then, it's a bug. Don't rely on it for combat because it'll probably get patched or whatever. Um, There's a handful of ones that I want to talk about. The first one is that the Wheel of Wrath Bond, this one for Awakening, is completely bugged. I think it's because they sped up the animation for Wheel of Wrath. Not really sure why it does this, but when you use it, it has forward guard. That's what the Bond does. I'll show you guys real quick. But as you use it, you step forward now, or at least it looks that way. The forward guard doesn't move with you. So if you use it like that, it's not gonna work. It's gonna actually guard your back. And I'll put some. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about the some of the bugs that I found, and then put them in a video. So it'll show here in a sec. Um, the next one I want to talk about is. Give me a second. I have a list of them, so I apologize for any breaks in content. Um, the next one is anytime you use an ability that has S as a key, will force you to block and the ability won't come out. So skills like Delighted Blast will force you into block regardless of if you want to block or not, and you just want to use the forward guard. If you backwards C, it'll force you to block. If you backwards C into Awakening, it'll force you to block, which is arguably worse because you can't get out of this block. Um, and it will cause your character to just command block and then hold block while you're being hit. So skills like, I think Shadow Clone's one of them. So the new Shadow Clone doesn't work. Delighted Blast doesn't work. And if you use a backstep wheel, it doesn't work. And one of the flows, I can't remember if it's Chakram Rise or, but any backstep cancels that you want to do don't work anymore. So you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this. You can't backstep like that. It'll all force you to block. So you can't do any backwards mobility anymore whatsoever. The only way I found that works is Shackle Target will actually unlock your block and then allow you to move freely, stuff like that. But it's really not good. And I'll show a couple examples of it here. See here, what's next? There's a 7 air smash combo. It's really hard to like get it down, but I've done it to people a few times. And then it took me a guy standing still to get it down, and he was trying to move away and stuff like that. So I'll put that up here. I don't have a target here to show it, but know that it exists and it's not working as intended, so don't use it. There is a bug. I don't know if it's an interaction with Zerker or Kuno, but if you CC certain people, sometimes they just completely disappear and they insta-kill you. Not sure if that's server side, that's my shitty computer, or that's the game itself. And the any forward C will also force you in a block, and sideways C does as well. C swapping completely forces you in a block now. It's like unusable. You can't use your C swap as a forward guard instead of a block anymore, and you can't use Wheel of Wrath as a bond. There's something. So you can use. There's a glitch where if you use Indig into if I can't get it down, I'll put it up. If you use Indig into Dance Macabre, sometimes you just completely stand still and use Dance Macabre where your character is, and it doesn't move you anywhere, which is not good. Um, and I don't know if it's because Indig got sped up or Dance Macabre got sped up, but sometimes I think what's happening is that the Indig movement gets put into Dance Macabre or something, and then it just doesn't work. I'll find an example of that, and I'll put it up here as well. And then there is one more that I want to talk about before I end this video. There is a bug where if you use Rise and then you spin, it'll count the entire spin as air attacks, even though they're still on the ground, which doesn't sound like that's how it's supposed to work. And no other skill does that except for Rise, so I think it's broken. I'm not sure if it's supposed to work like that or if it's not supposed to work like that, but if you Rise in a spin, all air attacks, and that's not how that's supposed to work, I don't think. Anyway, thank you for watching, and those are some of the bugs that I found.